It is the final game of the CFL regular season from Regina, and so much on the line for the BC Lions. A win and they go home for the Western semifinal. A loss and they're off to Montreal. It's the Riders and the Lions coming up on TSN. What a season this man has had. Nathan Rourke, 4,922 passing yards, ranked second in the CFL, just 88 passing yards shy of 5,000 for the first time in his career.
We're on the other side. T-Money. Trevor Harris will be starting for Saskatchewan Roughriders. He led this team to a first-place finish in the Western Conference. He's starting today, but how much will he play? Well, we'll wait and see.
And his buddy, Bill, A.J. who helped this team finish first place in the West. They're one game away now. They know it already. To the Grey Cup already. This guy's going to have to be a beast going forward.
Meanwhile, Keon Hatcher leading the CFL with 1,613 receiving yards, also tied for third in the league with 8 receiving TDs. What a season he has had, and what a panel we have in store for this last pregame of the regular season. It's Enoch Mwamba, it is Milt Stegall, and Davaris Daniels from the Toronto Argonauts. Here, he was with us for the first show. He's fantastic, and now we get a full pregame with him. Welcome, Davaris. I'm excited to be here. I mean, you're already a seasoned vet. You're 4 hours into this at this point. Yeah, feeling comfortable.
Money.
And by the way, too, also the best dressed.
There we go.
Milt, admit it. Let's give it to Davaris. All right, we'll hear from the guys in Davaris in just a moment. But first, as I said off the top, it's amazing to think we are in the last game of the regular season, and there is still so much to play for. Here's what we do know. We know that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are going to be hosting the Western Final, and that the Hamilton Tiger Cats will be hosting the Eastern Final. But other than that, we really don't know. Thanks to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers pulling off the victory earlier today, if BC loses, Winnipeg heads to Calgary, and BC would head to Montreal. I mean, it is chaos, and we absolutely love it as we bring in our Matthew Shinetti. And Matthew, as I just said, it is week 21 in the CFL. I don't remember the last time we were sitting here in the final game and there was so much to be determined.
You know, it's amazing, Kate, when you think about how much is still on the line tonight. Let's go back to last week, those fighting words between Trevor Harris and Corey Mace, and how much Trevor Harris wanted to play. Well, he's going to play tonight, although the coach is going to determine how much and when he comes off. A lot of motivation still here in Riderville, knowing they're going to host the West Final, and I'll get to that. But let's go over to the other side with BC first, because they got a lot to play for. With Winnipeg's win, as you mentioned, BC has to win tonight in order to go ahead and claim that West Semi. And Matthew Betch talked to us this week about it, how important the 2022 and 2023 West Semis were him. He's very straight-faced, but he talked about how much he enjoyed that atmosphere. That's enough motivation for him tonight. What's motivating Nathan Rourke, though? It's not that 70-yard touchdown run from last week, or the fact that he's so close, as you mentioned, Cape, to 5,000 passing yards. When we spoke to Rourke this week, and he does this often, he had his call sheet wristband on. That is who Nathan Rourke is. He is all about improvement. And when he looks on the other side, when he looks at Trevor Harris, who, when we spoke to him this week, he was cutting up film for his quarterbacks and his receivers. Improvement is on Trevor Harris's mind as well, because this is the regular season finale. Yes, Calgary is going to have their say in the West, but in 2 weeks, this is the final step before the big show. No more room for error, guys. The playoffs are coming.
And I'll tell you this, we can't wait for this postseason to happen. And all these scenarios, I mean, just even think about all these games. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, too. I really thought that Montreal would take that game this afternoon with Winnipeg sitting down their starters. But now it is complete chaos. And as I said, it's chaos that we love. But let us look at these BC Lions. And look, there is now a lot on the line, Davaris. When you look at this team in this game, what do they need to do today to get this win?
I think they just need to come out firing. I think they need to treat it like a playoff game that it is. Obviously, on the other side, Saskatchewan probably resting a lot of people tonight at some point at least, but I expect Nathan Rourke to come out, be the MOP that he's destined to be. I think, in my opinion, I think he's the runner for that, and come out with his playmakers, Hatcher, Butler in the backfield. I think that they'll come out swinging and try to prove a point before they step foot into the playoffs.
Absolutely. This is an offensive-led team, but on the defensive side of the ball, too, you got to look at Mathieu Betts. He's been absolutely wreaking havoc to all the offenses that this team has been playing. And they started off really slow, but as soon as Nathan Rourke kind of woke up, and every time he's able to put points on the board, and to your point, DeVaris, when he's able to put points on the board with the amount of weapons that he has on the offensive side of the ball, it just allows Mathieu Betts to go ahead and start rushing, knowing that this team has to pass the ball. So Nathan Rourke leads this team, puts this team in a great position, and this man right here starts to make some problems.
Varis, you said playoff game. This is a playoff game for the BC Lions. They lose this game, they have to travel across the country to play Davis Alexander and the Montreal Alouettes in Montreal at McGill, and they don't want that to happen. They at least want to have that one playoff game at BC Place where it's nice and warm and no inclement weather, and that's when Nathan Rourke can tear it up. So they need to come out and take all doubt away that these Saskatchewan Roughriders have an opportunity. Easier said than done because the Roughriders are starting A.J. Arlette. They are starting Trevor Harris, so they have an opportunity. But these BC Lions, this is a must-win for them if they want to make it to the Great.
Well, you know what we say, too? I mean, going into the postseason, we look at these teams that are absolutely red hot. I mean, the BC Lions are red hot. They've won the 5 straight games, but I'm completely with you, Milt. I mean, we're talking about a team who are in the confines of BC Place versus going to Montreal across the country, and you get bad weather at this time of year in Montreal, then this is a completely different ballgame. Is there any hesitation, though? I get it that Saskatchewan's going to rest, hopefully, the majority of their guys. They've got everything locked up. But for BC, if you go super hard in this game, I mean, how do you balance that between keeping them fresh for next weekend, but also making sure you take care of business in this game?
You don't think about next weekend.
Gotcha.
All you can focus on is right. You know where I was going, Kate.
I did. I just kind of set you up that way.
You got to have that tunnel vision. You guys know this. I mean, I'm far removed from the game. You're still playing. You're not too far removed, but you know this. Right now, all you can think about is what's going to happen, what's in front of you, the play right now. You can't think about next week. You can't control that. What you can control is what's going to happen right now. For these BC Lions, I just said, they want to make it to the Grey Cup. They need to make sure that they have that one home playoff game. I don't believe they can cross over and make it to the Grey Cup, so they better take care of business tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's no better food than home-cooked food, right? And I think having a game in your backyard where you can control the climate, you can control the crowd noise, you can control basically the game. If you win this game, you get a home game, and I think it votes better for BC.
Well, it also depends on who's cooking the food. I done had some bad food at home.
That's true now.
Not by my wife, though.
Darlene? Hold on a minute. Let me call Darlene real quick. But for the BC Lions, I mean, looking at Nathan Rourke and what he's done this season, it's absolutely fantastic. He put himself into some elite company today, just one win away from tying Russ Jackson's win total in a season by a Canadian. Coming up after the break, we talk more about Rourke and his receivers.
Down, Lions. Hatcher for 6.
You got to be ready when your number's called.
Quickly throwing again. 5. Touchdown, BC. Keon Hatcher.
We're trusting each other. We're trusting the system, and good things are happening.
Rourke gets it away, finds Hatcher. Touchdown, BC.
Well, you have to be thrilled to be a Rider fan these days. You get to host the Western Final. We should be at the Western Final, by the way. Also, a very nice time to be a BC Lions fan. They have won 5 in a row, and with more on one of their vets, here is Glenn Suter and Dustin Nielsen.
Thank you very much, Kate. Beautiful day in Regina. It is gorgeous here today. We're excited for this game. And yeah, the BC Lions, they've won 5 in a row. They have not allowed more than 27 points in any of those 5 games. And the return of TJ Lee just happened to be 5 games ago.
Yeah, all season long, I think they could have played with anybody offensively with Nathan Rourke in this offense. But it was their defense that needed to turn the corner. And 5 games ago, a game against Ottawa, that was also the return of TJ Lee. It's not a coincidence that they've won all 5 when you look at his numbers after returning to the lineup. 25 tackles, he's made plays on the ball, he's forced fumbles. That is a big part of his leadership. But when he got back to the locker room, guys like Gary Peters and guys that have been around walked and said, our true leader, the BC Lion true leader, is back in the room. I think he's made a huge difference both on and off the field, and he's one of the reasons that this is the hottest team in the league right now.
Well, yeah, he would be huge for guys like Jackson Finley and Robert Carter Jr., some of these
these younger guys, to see a guy come back for his 11th year and make the impact that he has. We chatted with Matthew Betts earlier in the week, and the quote that he said, which I think is just perfect, TJ Lee is the BC Lions. Okay.
All right, gentlemen, we'll stick with the BC Lions. What a season for Justin McInnis. He's sitting at 1,211 receiving yards. That is good for third in the league as we take a look at the receiving leaders so far this season. And again, with the BC Lions, we stay there. It's Keon Hatcher. He's leading the way with 1,613 yards. He's just 5 receptions away from his first 100-catch season, by the way. And Kenny Lawler sitting in second place, 170 yards behind. We love a good game here at the CFL on TSN, and we needed 2 receivers to do it, so how perfect that we have one Milt Stegall and DeVaris Daniels in the house today. DeVaris, though, this is really your game, and what we're going to get you to do is you've got 5 spots to rank the most dangerous receiver to the least dangerous receiver, but it is a blind ranking, and you have not seen these names yet, correct?
That's tough. Okay.
All right. Number 1, Kenny Lawler.
Kenny, very dynamic, obviously. I think that I'm gonna put Kenny at number 1. Just because this year he's been going off, especially against us in Toronto. He's got about 20 touchdowns against us alone. So I think that Kenny, by far, this year,
best receiver in the league.
Best receiver in the league.
And you know he's being genuine. That's a Toronto Argonaut giving love to a Hamilton Tiger Cat. Your next receiver on the list is Tyler Snead.
Sneaky one. Now, you might be surprised by this. I'm going to put Tyler Snead at number 3. I really like his game. I think he's very dynamic in the slot. I think he can take the top off of defense. He's very quick, very fast. And guys forget about him. And that's the thing about Tyler Snead. He's very sneaky.
He had a breakout year. He makes that 85 look good, too. I like that.
All right, so number 1 and number 3 are currently filled.
Yes.
Keyshawn Johnson.
I like Keyshawn Johnson. Honestly, Keyshawn reminds me of my younger self. I'm going to put Keyshawn I'm going to put him at number 4. Put him at number 4.
Your younger self, you're talking like you 50 years old.
Nah, I'm going to put him at number 4. I really like his game. I like the dynamic that he brings to that Saskatchewan offense. Big player for sure.
Big play receiver. He made a lot of big plays for Trevor Harris in that offense. So, yeah, number 4. Okay, all right.
Leading the way in receiving yards so far this season, Keon Hatcher, Sr.
There we go. Keon, he actually, this offseason started training with my old trainer. Hence the season that he's having.
Oh, alrighty.
So I'll put him, Keon. He's up there in the yards and touchdowns. I'm gonna put him at number 2.
Got him at number 2. All right. Great year. Has an opportunity to break G. Roy Simon's single-season BC Lions record. Ready?
All right. So 1 through 4, they're completely set. And our final receiver from the Toronto Argonauts, DeVaris Daniels.
We gotta start over. We gotta start over.
There it is.
We gotta start over.
No, we don't. That's the game.
This is a very dynamic guy right here. I wish he got more opportunities and utilized a little bit more. But if you give him the opportunity, he's gonna come down with the ball. He's gonna make plays for you. If we could do this over,
we can't.
It'd be different. I'll put myself.
Where would you put yourself?
Number 1.
Ooh, I like it.
I put myself at number 1.
But you didn't. What you did, you put Kenny Lawler at 1, Keon Hatcher, Tyler Snead, Keyshawn Johnson, and just a selfless individual right now himself, DeVaris Daniels at number 5.
You know who I would have put at number 1? This suit right here, baby. Yes.
Yeah. Now that's a good group.
Fantastic stuff. We're going to give you a new segment. It's called Players Playbook. Do you like
There it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
With double D. You got to love this. All right. As Milt mentioned, Keon Hatcher needing just 244 receiving yards to break the Lions' single-season record. Hell, but it can happen, Milt. I'm trying to sell it over here. G. Roy Simon back in 2006. By the way, G. Roy just dominating this board. Here is Matthew Shinetti with Hatcher.
Keenan, I know 1,600 yards is something that was going to be really important to you, and a lot of guys have hit a lot of milestones. But what else, in terms of work, do you want to accomplish in the regular season finale?
Just a win, man. We need to go get this win, set ourselves good up for this playoff run, and that's really it, man. Just need a dub tonight.
It's hard to get motivated by anything more than a home playoff game, but are you also motivated maybe by putting some pre-playoff doubt in their minds at all?
Man, we just gonna do what we do, go handle our details, and everything gonna take care of itself. We see him again, we'll see him.
Appreciate this. Thank you, Kim.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Meanwhile, on the flip side, A.J. Allen has recorded 21 defensive tackles in his last 3 games. It's all locked up for the Riders, but they haven't lost to the Lions this season, looking to end their regular season on a high note.
big meeting early in the season here in week 4 between two division rivals.
87-yard pick six. Campbell gets it done. Touchdown Riders. A big day for A.J. Letts.
Saturday evening matchup known around here as the Watermelon Smash game.
Down the field. Drops it in. 5. End zone. Touchdown Riders. Finds his running back A.J. Letts. Touchdown Riders. Left from Harris. And Saskatchewan in full control.
Oh, what a season it has been in the Heartland. 6-2 at home for the Roughriders, hoping to end it with their first Grey Cup since 2013. It is once again Matthew Shinetti who is with Kian Schaefer-Baker.
How much do you want to play tonight? How much, even though you've earned the rest next week, but how important is tonight?
More than anything in the world, man. Tomorrow's not promised. This is the only moment that we're promised right here, right now, and we're going to leave everything we got out here today.
Given what you guys have earned of being first in the West, how will you not only approach, obviously, today, but over the next couple of weeks to remind everybody that they got to come back here in 2 weeks to the West Final?
And nobody want to walk in Saskatchewan, man. There's no place that's more terrifying than walking in here. And our mindset each and every single day is 1-0. And it starts with today, 1-0.
Appreciate you as always.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Have a good one. God bless.
Do you know why he was fired up? Because he wasn't in DeVaris Daniels' blind ranking of the receivers. He was so mad because he was watching the pregame, and he's like, how was I not in the top 5? Today's not promised. Actually, you are promised the Western Final. I mean, you do have the bye week. You are promised a lot right now. But you know what, though? I promise you this. I promise that whatever does happen to the Saskatchewan Roughriders as a whole, I mean, you love this season. You love what the team has done. And you know what? I take it back to our preseason show here, Enoch, because we looked at this team and they had so many guys that Jeremy O'Day kept. And that continuity, it was instantaneous chemistry. It wasn't like a situation in Edmonton where you had to watch the team develop week after week. From the get-go, you saw something special with this club ran by Corey Mace.
Absolutely. Corey Mace is a huge piece of, you talk about continuity. He was a perfect piece as well to bring back, and you look at the record that they have this year, is one of the best records that they've had in years out there in Saskatchewan. And a lot of the times for the last few years, they started well, but they didn't finish strong. But this year, first in the West, and to get a bye week tomorrow is promised for this team, and they're able to enjoy the last week of the regular season and still put some players out there. And Corey Mace, the mentality that he has, I'm putting Trevor Harris is playing today. And so he is able to go out there and see exactly what is Nathan Rourke really made out of. I think they're going to want to see how can they defend Nathan Rourke in the first, second quarter. I don't know how long he's planning on keeping his starters in there, but I don't think they want to see that.
Yeah, no, you say a huge piece, I say the biggest piece. Right. I think that having Coach Mace on staff and keeping that continuity with the team, with the running backs, with the D-line, the defense, everybody across the board is super important as far as a culture, which Saskatchewan had a losing culture before he got there, and I think he's turned that ship around very, very seamlessly, and I think that he's on the brink of his first championship as a head coach.
Yeah, that would be impressive. And if you win in Saskatchewan, man. You are king. Man. And I think the Saskatchewan Roughriders, of course, are playing their starters because they don't want them to be sitting out, 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. But I think they're also planning to let them know that this is going to be a statement. If you guys happen to make it back to the West Final, this is what you're going to have to face. And I think that's why he's playing the starters. He wants to go out there and show them that we're the best team in the CFL. Yes, you're hot right now, but you can't deal with us. So it's going to be interesting to see how long they play. It may depend on how well they're playing, but I'm looking forward to this game, and I think the Saskatchewan Roughriders are going to go out there and play it like a playoff game.
I can tell you this, too. Milton, we need to, help Enoch here a little bit. We talked about Corey Mace. He's tearing up again. And he's got his former teammate here, too. Are you okay? Corey Mace.
Hold on. Something else even more important than that. Big Phil, his father.
I forgot about Big Phil.
I thought he was the biggest.
Second biggest piece.
I can't believe we let you broadcast it.
He's never been second biggest in anything.
That's true.
I promise a commercial is coming up next.
I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back.
to Prince George, BC. This is your chance to win big. Thanks to Save on Foods' $1 million touchdown win. If a kickoff is returned for a touchdown, you could win groceries for a year. If 2 kickoffs are returned for touchdowns, you could also win $1 million. Good luck, Harmon. Let's get you to Regina. It's Dustin Nielsen and Glenn Suter.
The 2025 CFL regular season wraps up on a beautiful Saturday at Mosaic Stadium in Regina with the 3rd meeting of the year between the Lions and the Roughriders. The road to the Grey Cup through the West will run through Regina. We know that. But there's a lot on the line here for the BC Lions, and Nathan Rourke has them firing on all cylinders.
Yes, he does. He's 78 yards away from becoming the first Canadian quarterback to throw for over 5,000 yards. Should get that early in the quarter. He's at 4,922 and averaging over 300 yards per game. Yes, he's the hottest quarterback in the league. Across the other side, lots of discussion and debate over the rest versus rust discussion when it comes to Trevor Harris playing tonight. 4,500 yards passing on the season. He will go because he makes the decision.
Corey Mace, 12-5 on the year, 6-2 at home, 5-4 versus the West. And on the other side, Bud Pierce has his team rolling right now. With a win, they will host the West semifinal. They have won 5 in a row. They won the coin toss. They want the football. They will get the football to get us started. If the BC Lions are able to get it done here tonight, West semifinal locked and loaded for the West Coast. And we know this 12-win Riders team is 1 win away, a home win away from a trip to the Grey Cup. Let's wrap up the regular season with a good one here at Mosaic. We are underway, and this will be taken by McGee to the 20, now to the 30, takes some contact and stumbles just outside the 30. And our first look at Nathan Rourke today.
Rourke's record on the season, 10-5. Of course, the Lions at 10-7. 2 starts by Jeremiah Mazzoli when Rourke was down, but 10-5.
Face mask, Saskatchewan number 47. We'll go up 15 yards. It's going to be first down for BC.
Early penalty on Saskatchewan, and Nathan Rourke, though, his record against Saskatchewan, 2-3. Those 2 wins back in 2022 for Nathan Rourke.
Face mask penalty on the return. Aubrey Miller, the guilty party, moves the Lions offense that needs no help recently, pretty much the entire year. This is a group that averages over 31 points per game. They will start the game on their own 47. Butler in to the right of Rourke. Rourke wants to throw down the field, drops it in there to Eberhardt, and Eberhardt's down to the 20, trying to get to the 10, a stiff arm and a touchdown. Oh my goodness, what a start. The Lions kick it off with a bang. Eberhardt from Rourke, and they're up 6-0 early.
He's hot. And that continues. The momentum continues for the BC Lions on offense. This is a simple RPO play. Run option there to James Butler. He sees Eberhardt down the sideline, and goodbye. I mean, this is DeMarcus Fields with a half-speed effort almost to try and push him out of bounds. Didn't get it done, and he scores in the very first play of this game.
We told you the BC Lions offense has been rolling. There's a perfect example of it. A 63-yard touchdown pass from Rourke to Eberhardt, and that's a weird one. White misses it. Alford will bring it out, and he'll be forced out on the far sideline.
Let's take a look at DeMarcus Fields and his responsibility here. He's got a route in front of him that is the one that distracts him enough, and that holds him out of his backfield or back pedal. Looks like he's got deep help here, but you see Berryhill is influencing him. He stops his feet backpedaling, and Aiden Eberhardt in behind coverage.
Here's another look at Nathan Rourke's 29th passing touchdown of the season.
Some young guys in that secondary. Benny Saps playing the corner. Sheldrick Redwine playing the boundary halfback, but DeMarcus Fields is a veteran, has played the entire season at that field halfback spot. So it's not like Nathan Rourke was picking on one of the young guys.
63 yards for Rourke. He's just now 15 away from his first 5,000-yard season. Alford takes it just outside the 10. And he stops shy of the 40. Pushing and shoving along that far sideline. And the veteran quarterback, Trevor Harris, takes to the field. For how long, we will find out.
Well, 4,437 yards. Great touchdown interception ratio at 24-11. 11-4 on the season. And I get the discussion. You know my opinion.
Oh, I know your opinion.
I don't think Trevor Harris should be out there in a game that doesn't change no matter what happens in the standings for Saskatchewan. They are first, and that is locked up. But coach makes the decision. He's out there.
And he's throwing. Finds Tommy Neal. Breaks a tackle. Pushes it ahead. And he'll be spotted about a yard short. Let's take a look at this Riders offense.
Well, it's that time of year, award time of year. Outstanding rookie nominee for Saskatchewan is Peyton Collins at the one tackle spot. Jamarcus Hardrick at the other is the outstanding offensive lineman nominee. A.J. Ouellette, one of the veterans that is starting in the sort of receiving core skilled positions on offense. They are going to play with A.J. Ouellette. How long, we don't know, but we'll see. And then a lot of their starting receivers like Emilus, Keyshawn Johnson, Deontay Myers, all rested.
Second and short. And Cone takes it ahead. Let's take a look at this Lions defense.
How about Matthew Betts for outstanding defensive player nominee, leading the league in sacks in the last 5 games by a long shot. Nobody's close. I thought the Lions defense turned the corner when Josh Woods got his game back after coming off his injury. And you look at Marquise Bridges out there. It was a game-time decision for Gary Peters. Nominee for rookie is Robert Carter.
Harris tosses it over to A.J. Ouellette, runs into some traffic. Probably got about a yard on the play.
So, you know, and the reason I bring it up is you can get injured walking out of the shower the wrong way and stepping on something, right? It can happen. So I get the people that are saying, let's get him in the rhythm, let's get him playing offense, but he's not going to have the same receiving core come the Western Final. That's one thing.
Yeah.
These guys are all playing some different positions. I mean, they're guys that are veterans. I mean, Keon Schaefer-Baker knows what he's doing. So does Sean Bain. But, you know, they've been moving around in different positions. So that's going to change in the playoffs.
Harris down the middle. First down. Drops it in there for Schaefer-Baker.
And those who have the argument that this is why he should be playing, because this type of timing is what they're going to need in the West Final. There's Schaefer-Baker, just a wraparound route, that little bender, and Harris is right on time with the throw. And that's the argument for playing him. But you saw what happened to Chris Strebler when he played in this game for Winnipeg before ours.
Hand it off to A.J. Ouellette here. I tried to get it out of Trevor this week. How much would he need to play to feel comfortable? And he said he wants to play the whole game.
Yeah, of course. Of course, the players will. He'll tell you he wants to cover kicks. Look at how hot the Lions have been, though, when you take a look at their defense and their 5 straight wins. You know, there's 3 guys that have been the big difference makers in that group, I believe.
Harris gets it away again. Duncan Busby and another first down for the Riders as they match a quick strike from the Lions with a longer drive of their own.
We talked about T.J. Lee and that addition returning to the lineup. No coincidence that that's when the 5-game win streak started. He's at the boundary halfback.
Harris out into the flat. Neal make a nice move and then steps out of bounds. Good start to this game for Trevor Harris. They got Josh Woods back. He got up to speed as well, right?
Absolutely.
Took him a little while after missing training camp, but he's been a huge addition for this defense.
And that linebacking core absolutely has been. I mean, 6 tackles for losses in his return, and that leads his team. And then, Levi Bell on the defensive line doesn't have big numbers that jump off the page at you, but I think his consistent, relentless motor has opened up one-on-ones for Matthew Betts on the other side.
Second and a couple. Trying to lunge ahead. I don't think that's going to be enough. That'll bring up third down. Jack Cohen watching over to his coach. Will they attempt to push it ahead one more time?
Jack Cohen got some playing time last week when Trevor Harris did not play in that game. Started Jake Mayer. Jake Mayer played basically 3 quarters, and then they handed the rest of the game over to Jack Cohen.
All right, so Cohen lines up again. Trying to find a first down here. Can he get the space? He does. A little lunge. And that will be enough. And this Riders drive here in the first quarter will continue. Cohen, been around the organization for a little while now and found a role for himself on this team.
This is an important game, though, for guys like Keon Schaefer-Baker, who's been on and off the injured list all season long. Joe, who's going to get a lot of playing time. Whomever's playing quarterback. These receivers need to get back in their groove.
First and 10 just inside the red zone for the Riders. A.J. Allen will take it right up the middle, rumbling down inside the 10. And it'll be second and short. And we mentioned this is a big game for the BC Lions. Take us through it here, Suits.
Okay, the BC Lions win. They host the semifinal. If this game ends in a tie, which could happen, then Calgary will host the semifinal. If the Lions lose this game tonight, they'll cross over to the East. That's it.
Simple now.
Yeah.
A lot easier to get through than what we had yesterday. Back on the ground with A.J. Olette. And that'll set up a first and goal from the 6. So that's BC knows.
Yeah.
You want a home playoff date? Win this game.
And, for any team, I think home field is so important in football. It just is. Even crowd noise when the opposing offense is on the field can, it can draw a couple of procedure calls in a game, and it can be the difference.
Ouellette steps back directly in behind Harris. They give it to him, pushes it ahead, and he's down within a couple of the end zone.
Real good drive for Trevor Harris, and excellent timing, not playing last week at all. 13th play of the drive right here.
Only took 1 play for the Lions. 13th play here. There is a flag. A.J. Olette pushing down towards the end zone. And they're going to mark him just short. See which side of the line this penalty is on.
A little bit of a late. BC Lions were trying to make some substitutions and were a little late on it. But the official, before he blows it in, waits for both teams to substitute.
Offside, BC, number 96. Will go up half the distance. It's going to be first down for Saskatchewan at the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 1. Cohen back into the game here for the Riders.
Bradley and I was the guilty party trying to breathe in a little hard early in this 14-play coming up drive for Saskatchewan. Excellent answer on the 1-play touchdown throw from Nathan Rourke.
Cohen already has 1 rushing touchdown this season, looking for a second. He'll get there. You see a flag fly at the bottom of the screen. It's a touchdown for the Riders and an immediate response.
The penalty decline resulted in play the touchdown.
That's the penalty. Can't have your hand over that line. Be declined. Touchdown, Sask. And a new kicker, Brett Lowther, is on the one-game injured list. So Michael Hughes at Appalachian State gets a chance, the kicker here. And if he has a big game and makes them all, boy, talk radio in Saskatchewan is going to go.
Oh, I'm sure. No way. That's hard to believe. All right, Michael Hughes, what do you got? Entire province watching right now, and he puts it home. Monster drive from the Riders. About 8 minutes to answer back a 25-second strike from the Lions.
There have been 15 offensive plays so far in this game. The Riders have executed 14 of the 15, and they take a 1-point lead after making the extra point. What a great drive. 14 plays, 72 yards, almost 8 minutes off the clock in the first quarter. And what is a deep receiving core, but some of the backups out there getting it done in that first drive.
A couple of catches for Tommy Neal on that drive. I asked Trevor Harris earlier in the week, who or what has been the biggest surprise about your offense this year? And his answer very quickly was Tommy Neal. They absolutely loves him. Be surprised if it wasn't a big day for him. Now here's McGee on the return, looking for a little bit of space, cuts it back inside. Great field position looming once again for the BC Lions. Last time they got the ball, they scored. One play, 63 yards. Rourke to Eberhardt. That's how this football game started. They'll have the ball when we return to Mosaic. Nathan Rourke just 15 yards away from his first 5,000-yard passing season. And there's a look at Cone. Second rushing touchdown of the year for him. Buck Pierce, his offense, dangerous all season. Averaging 433 yards per game. That's the most since the year 2000. Rourke gets it away again. Down the field, Hatcher hangs on to it. A little bit of a tight window, closed quickly there, but Hatcher waiting for it and holds it in.
Yeah, this throw had to be bang on, and Hatcher's got every route on the route tree. I mean, doesn't matter if it's corner, deep routes, go. He can run that post seam, any type of hitch, quick ins, the dig. I mean, he's got it all. Reminds me a little bit of G-Roy, and was chasing G-Roy, and Nathan Rourke over 5,000 yards passing.
Yeah, 25 yards, the connection there. Rourke over 5,000 for the first time in his career. Now they'll get it on the ground. Butler taking some punishment up the middle. Let's take a look at the Lions offense.
Jarrell Broxton is their outstanding lineman nominee up front. Missed a couple of games, but been solid on that blind side with a right-handed quarterback in Nathan Rourke. And the leading receiver in the league, Keon Hatcher, who you just saw make another catch on the corner route.
Hatcher McInnes came into this game combined 176 yards shy of 3,000 on the year. Would be just the second duel in Lions history to hit that mark. 2nd and 6 here for Rourke. Hanging in the pocket, trying to escape, tripped up and goes down, takes a big loss on the play. He's saying, did they get my face mask on the way out of the pocket?
He had real good protection early. I wondered if he got hit in the face through the mask. That's Malik Carney. He's the guy who comes off the edge. And does he get his hand? Yeah, right across.
Yeah, he did.
Across the face mask. No call.
Sean White, this will be his longest of the year. From just inside 50, that is up, and it is through. So a deep shot from Sean White, and BC goes on top, 9-7. Here's another look at Rourke. Definite contact there as he tried to escape the pocket. no shortage of offense in the Canadian Football League this year.
No, and that's nice trends. Arrow up on all of those. I like that one at the bottom, and that's part of the timing of the final 3 minutes of Canadian football that allows for that opportunity. You can come back from down 2 scores, sometimes down 3 possessions, and in the final 3 minutes come back and win a game. Half of them have been won and decided in the final 3 minutes.
Trevor Harris in at quarterback still for the Riders. Hands it off to A.J. Ouellette. Back to the line of scrimmage. And no further.
The other one, Dustin, that was interesting to me was the fact that there's been 44 heading into this week. I'm not sure, I haven't tallied up any that have happened this weekend, but coming into this weekend, 44 non-offensive touchdowns this year. So pick sixes, kick returns, punt returns. That seems like a real high number. I don't really have a number to compare it to in past years, but 44
points being generated all over the field.
It feels like there's been a lot of pick sixes this year.
Harris gets that one away quickly, and it's held on to for a first down. Back to Schaefer Baker over the middle.
Well, here's an outstanding matchup. Matthew Betts against Jamarcus Hardrick in the trenches. One-on-one, Hardrick, the nominee for outstanding lineman. Good quick read by Trevor Harris, so Hardrick didn't have to hold him for long. And that's what Trevor Harris, that's why he's frustrating to defensive linemen, partly because he's got those big guys up front, but those quick decisions by Trevor Harris.
Both of these quarterbacks today waste no time in the pocket. Now they'll hand it off to A.J. Ouellette. Got around the edge, took a big blow at the 50.
Did he ever? I think that was Jackson Finley, who comes up from the safety spot, has started 3 straight games. He's getting involved in run support on A.J. Ouellette, who's a truck coming through there. T.J. Lee, look at that. Jackson Finley steps into it. A pick in all 3 games.
I was going to say, interceptions. It is first 3 starts. Probably more enjoyable than that last collision. T.J. Lee closing quickly there. Schaefer Baker able to hang on. The veteran was sniffing one out, wasn't he?
Oh, he was looking at it. That's what they're talking about right now. He read the throwing motion of Harris. Look how quickly he releases this ball and he jumps it. And then at the last second, he thought, you know, I'm not sure if I can get there, so I better corral the receiver in Schaefer Baker.
Team leading 3rd tackle of the game. He and Deontay Williams both with 3 already in this one. 1st and 10 for the Riders on that BC 43. Harris looking to throw. Dumps it off to A.J. Ouellette. Woods tracking him down. A.J. trying to reach out. If he marks about a yard short, he'll argue the spot.
You know, I think Josh Woods may have misread the speed of A.J. Ouellette and maybe didn't give him enough credit for the speed, because he kind of cut under and looked like he might have been able to tackle him well short of that marker. And then Ouellette kind of turned the corner and got an extra 4 or 5. Maybe underestimated his speed a little bit.
Cone back into the game here. 2nd and short. Final minute, opening quarter. Pretty good one so far. Cone busting through, takes it down to the 20. A nice pickup from Cone for the Riders. And they're on the edge of the red zone once again.
Well, with Tommy Stevens on the IR, this is a role that Jack Cone can take over, and he looks like he's taking the same kind of pride in this role as Tommy Stevens did.
Tommy Stevens watching, proudly nodding right now.
Yes.
That's my guy.
That's my guy. To the Tommy Stevens short yardage school.
Final play of the quarter. Bertrand Houdon in at running back, standing to the right of Harris. That's where they'll go. And he is driven back after getting maybe just beyond the line of scrimmage. quick first quarter in the books. The BC Lions needing a win to wrap up a home game in the postseason. They do lead 9-7 after 15 minutes. Second quarter just around the corner here in Regina as the Lions leading 9-7. We've seen Trevor Harris pretty efficient so far in this one.
Yeah, and then the question is how much longer will we see Trevor Harris? That he finishes this drive, will that be it? We'll see what Corey Mace decides there. I thought great balance in the first quarter for Saskatchewan in the run and pass game, and that's one thing that BC hasn't done is run the ball much. They've got second leading rusher in the league and James Butler in the backfield, and I guess when you make one pass that goes for a touchdown, the running game becomes secondary. But
well, Nathan Rourke is 2 for 2 for 88 yards,
and Trevor Harris 7 for 7. So the two quarterbacks have not missed one yet.
Saskatchewan coming into this game 62% in the red zone. That's where they are right now on a 2nd and 9. Harris, quick drop. That one looks like it was deflected or slipped out of his hand. And that will bring up 3rd down and another opportunity to see 22-year-old Michael Hughes with a field goal attempt.
Yeah, Harris, I think just lost the handle there because he had a really nice throwing lane. Just slipped out of his hand, so we'll see first field goal from Michael Hughes. Brett Lowther's 72% and is injured. He's got a bit of a tight back apparently.
And that one is hammered through into Pill Country. And the Riders go back on top. And let's send it down to Matthew Shinetti.
Now we're taking a look after Trevor Harris just came off, Dusty. He exchanged a bit of a prop with Corey Mace. And now we'll see whether or not Trevor Harris and A.J. Ouellette and many of the Riders veterans come out for the rest of the second quarter. Because the one thing that Corey Mace said this week is they expect to win. And even though they're hosting the West Final in 2 weeks' time, Corey Mace said they want to be fresh enough because they might have earned that break next week. But they want to be in stride when they host that West Final. And as for who won that fight this week, when we were talking to Trevor Harris and he was working on cut-ups and film for the quarterbacks and the receivers, he said, the reason that Corey Mace looks so good, I took the legs from under him. That's why I played this week, guys.
Got him into the lineup at least. Now down the field, and Rourke drops in another one, this time to Justin McInnes. And another big pickup through the air for Nathan Rourke.
Yeah, Justin McInnes here is in that slot back spot. And again, another bender route here. Nice timing on the throw. And watch how he protects himself at the end. Reaches with that great catch radius.
Well, handed off this time. Rourke has started 3 of 3 for 116 yards. His completions 63, 28, and 25.
Well, this is a favorite graphic, really, to see the great Canadian Russ Jackson. Different time, that football was different.
Different game,
yeah, different game back at 3,641. But over 5,000 yards for Nathan Rourke this year. Outstanding player and outstanding Canadian nominee for the Lions.
2nd and 11 here. Riders are bringing a little bit of pressure. Rourke feels it. He's in trouble. Can he escape? No. They'll take him down at the 50. We've seen him avoid traffic in the most difficult of situations, but too overwhelming that time.
Well, and it's real disciplined pass rush lanes here to collapse the pocket, not get into one-on-ones. They'll add in A.J. Allen, who eats up that block from James Butler, but that pocket collapsed together, not allowing an escape lane for Nathan Rourke, the leading rusher at the quarterback position in the league this year.
2 sacks already today for the Riders. BC, first in the league, only giving up 18 all year coming into this one. This kick down into the end zone. Alford will grab it and take a knee. And we are tied at 10, early second quarter. Rourke under pressure. And the Riders defense, Baldonado, Saad eventually get there.
You get into the cooking shows? I get into them, man.
I'd like to go on a cook, but I can make like scrambled eggs. I'd have to do various versions of scrambled eggs. I'm not great in the kitchen.
I tell you, I try to do it spice by spice, and it never looks the same as it does on TV.
All right, Harris, man's in there. Far side, drops it in there neatly. Back to Schaefer Baker. If you can get that beast going come playoff time, he could be a difference maker.
Yeah, Schaefer Baker on this out. Like, if you're a receiver with Trevor Harris in his core, you just need to get to your spot. He'll get you the ball, and he'll get there quickly. Get to your spot, get your head around, because he's letting it go. I'll take a little drink of that. Got an orange Gatorade there, I'm sure. It's on the BC Lions sideline.
Schaefer Baker feeling it. Coming into this game, obviously missing the majority of the season due to injury. He caught 9 of 11 targets, just over 108 yards. But with the guys that aren't playing today, probably the most dangerous weapon on the field here for Harris, and Harris has targeted him 4 times already in this one.
Yeah, started the first game, was injured in that game, and lost 13 games on the injured list. So the majority of the season, that's why this game is important for him. Joe came back from his NFL tryout. You know, he's still trying to get his feet underneath him. These are veteran guys, but that haven't played a lot this year, and this is an important sort of tune-up for the playoffs.
Yeah, you're looking to get targets when for most of the year it's been Myers and it's been Keyshawn Johnson,
exactly,
who've both become very reliable go-to guys for Harris. So a big opportunity here for Schaefer Baker to work himself back into the mix. Hand it off to A.J. Ouellette. Took about 3 or 4 blows, spinning it ahead for a couple of yards.
One last thing on Trevor continuing to play here into the second quarter. As long as he's playing, their starting O-line, or as close to it as they can get, has to play. And so does A.J. Ouellette. And that's just in the protection world. Pass protection.
2nd and 8 for Harris. Throwing down here, over the middle again, and hauled in again. Oh, have yourself a game, Schaefer Baker.
Yes, a confident Keon Schaefer Baker in the Western Final, right over the middle here, is important for this football team. Get a couple of the other starters like Sam Elmless back in the lineup, and it's a dangerous core. It's another big catch and a huge block by Ouellette.
And they'll give it to Ouellette. Woods, Hendricks, on that stop after a 4-yard gain.
Little tempo offense here, calling it on the line of scrimmage.
Schaefer Baker in the slot to the right of Harris. Looks in that direction. Flush out of the pocket. Harris on the run. Takes off down inside the 20. And yes, he does slide. And a first down, Sully, from Trevor Harris. He's in a zone right now.
What was the Sully? He was making a call like it was like long distance to first down department or something. I don't know, but he got to the marker, and smart number 7, get down.
Who is he calling?
I'm not sure.
Now near side, lunging ahead, Tommy Neild. 3rd catch of the ball game. And a first down for the Riders.
Well, this is totally making the argument for play some of the starters, including Trevor.
1st and goal from the 7. A.J. Ouellette trying to punish his way through there. Gets it down, stops a couple yards short of the end zone.
Mark Mueller is calling the plays upstairs, and already heard rumblings and some discussions on if something changes in Ottawa, which it did over the last couple of days in the firing of Bob Dice, would Mark Mueller be a candidate?
A.J. Ouellette to finish the drive, trying to push his way through. Stopped just short. And it'll be 3rd and goal. A.J. Ouellette at the bottom of that pile.
And that's a discussion for at the end of the season, but right now, a couple of playoff teams battling down on that most important final yard.
Got to earn every inch, don't you?
Got to earn all 110 for now.
Hill country. They're getting sauced up here on a Saturday night. Cone looking to finish this thing off. Can he find a path to the end zone? He is in. Touchdown, Riders. Yeah, Cone finishes the deal. He's got 2.
Well, here's another area that Corey Mace got to be real excited about. Without Tommy Stevens, in all seriousness, to make sure that you're reliable in short yardage, those 3rd and 1 gambles, no matter where you are on the field, coaches are going for those all the time now, and you want to make sure you can get not only that 1 yard you need, but 2 or 3 more.
And that one powered through by Michael Hughes. 9-play, 70-yard drive and a touchdown. And a beverage for Shaver Baker.
Well, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, led by Trevor Harris in this game, have put together a 14-play touchdown drive that lasted almost 8 minutes, and now just executed a 9-play, 70-yard drive that was over 4 minutes long in this quarter. Their time of possession, they're starting to eat it up in a big way. And when you take a look at the pocket and the quick reads from Trevor Harris, he has not been hit back there. One run, he took off and hook slip.
Pyramiding penalty called on the Lions as the Riders kicking this off from the 40, and that's all the way through the end zone. Tack on another one. Saskatchewan on top, 18-10. And look at this, a perfect Saturday in Regina. Welcome back to Mosaic. Let's flash it back to last week. Nathan Rourke making some history suits.
Yeah, 70-yard run against the Edmonton Elks was the longest run by a Lion quarterback in the history of the franchise. 70-yard run, and what was amazing about it for me was at the end of it, with about, 30 yards to go, Tyrell Ford, who was like a 4'3", 4'2" guy, couldn't catch him.
He was moving. He was scooting, no doubt about it. Longest run by any BC Lion in 22 years. Rourke looking for Eberhardt. He hangs on to it. The contact was there, but he's able to haul it in.
That's another aspect of Nathan Rourke's game is his ability to run the football. And mentioned that he is the leading rusher at the quarterback position in the league, 559 yards, and has also added 10 touchdown runs. I mean,
yeah.
And we're not talking 1 yard, short yardage touchdowns.
This is just the 9th offensive play of the game for the Lions. Riders have had 30 already. 18-10, the home side leads. They'll hand it off. This is Horvath in the game. And he pushes it ahead just short.
But that's that point you made about the play differential. Yeah. That's significant. And right now the Lions need to just put the drive together. Stay on the field, put a drive together, give their defense a little bit of a rest.
Time of possession right now, 16:45 for the Riders. 10 minutes more than the Lions. Jeremiah Mazzoli into the game. 3rd and inches, does not need much. And he's got enough, no doubt about it.
Penalty is usually defense lining up offside, which I think it is this time.
Saskatchewan defensive line. The 5-yard penalty makes it a first down for BC.
Pretty good night for the quarterback so far. Trevor Harris is 10 of 11. Nathan Rourke 4 of 4 for 123 yards and a touchdown.
Not surprising, but the Saskatchewan offense looks great. It really does. A great balance. Got the run game going.
I'd have to say in the offseason they should probably move on from Myers and Keyshawn Johnson. I'm kidding, everyone. Yeah. But it looks extremely efficient so far tonight as those guys get some rest before locking in for the West Final here at Mosaic. Rourke looks to his right. That's where he throws, and that's intercepted. Taken away. Lacombo's got it. His first of the season. Steps in underneath that pass and says, "Thank you very much, Mr. Rourke."
Had a couple of seam routes there. Nathan Rourke has a couple of seam routes here. He's got one here and he's got one on the inside. And Nelson Lacombo just slides over, reads his throwing motion, and takes it away. This is the one he wants to get it to. McInnes I'm not sure if there was just indecision between that bender route to McInnes or Eberhardt over the top on the seam route. Nelson Lacombo slides in there and says, "Thank you, I'll take my first interception of the season."
First of his career in over 50 games, Lacombo finally took one away. 5 knockdowns this year. And Jake Mayer is into the game at quarterback, but he's going to throw it down the field, up for grabs. The big fella, Joe went up for it, but it was batted down, defended well. I believe Robert Carter Jr. in the mix there.
Yeah, Robert Carter Jr., you see him opening up and he sees the go route. Now, Joe's got a step, but how many times has Robert Carter Jr. said, "Go ahead and think that you're open. That's fine. But I'm going to elevate when the ball arrives and jump about," like he's jumping over the rim there. I mean,
he's 5'9". We know he's got ups.
Yeah.
But he's 5'9". Joe's got 6 inches on him. And Robert Carter Jr. makes the play. 2nd and 10 for Jake Mayer. Gets that one away, and it's picked. Who else? Finley. 4 in 4 games. What a start for this Canadian kid. Takes it again and keeps the streak alive. Lions answer right back.
Playing too deep. It's basically a 2-man concept. Here's Finley. He's a deep guy, so they're man-to-man underneath with over-the-top help. And Finley's just waiting. He's reading Jake Mayer. He sees the throw, and it's an overthrow to a Joe. You overthrow against 2-man, it's going back the other way.
4 interceptions, 1 in each of his 4 games for Jackson Finley. That's incredible.
I like the hit in the run game too. Start this game.
That was on A.J. Ouellette. So Jake Mayer comes in 0 for 2 and an interception. Rourke throwing quickly, finds Hatcher. He's got a first down, lunges ahead inside the 35 with just over 4 minutes remaining here in the half.
So if you're a Lions fan, you're going, what's going on with the offense here? They're not getting their traction. This is how you do it. You go right back to the leading receiver in the league. The 2 top guys, Kenny Lawler out there in Hamilton and Keon Hatcher in Vancouver. Remember last week against Edmonton, the first half, the Edmonton defense did a pretty nice job against the BC offense, and then in the second half, they exploded.
Yeah, they really got going late in that second quarter. Rourke finds his running back Butler, makes 1-man miss, takes it down to the 10 before he's gang tackled by the Riders defense, but the Lions marching after that Finley interception.
You see how quickly Nathan Rourke throws this push route to the flat. There's James Butler. He's going to push to the flat. How many times have we seen quarterbacks, even veteran guys, wait until the receiver's way over here, and by then the defense can gather and they can gang tackle. But in this one, he gives it to Butler immediately so he can make a move on Tavon Campbell.
First and goal from the Rider 9. Horvath in to the right of Rourke. They give it to him. Short pickup. Takes us inside 3 minutes in a pretty eventful and pretty entertaining first half at Mosaic.
Halftime coming up. We'll break down this game. We'll look back to the game that was, and also we're going to award a game ball to the best panelist today, DeVaris Daniels. This is going to you, man. Congratulations on your game ball.
You earned it.
Yeah, you earned your game ball. You earned the game ball.
I'm going to keep this right.
All right, there's officially too many receivers.
Hey, what's going on? 2 receivers? Good job. Balls to go around.
Nice job, DeVaris. Thanks for helping us out.
Second and goal for Rourke. He'll clear it out this time. Nathan in trouble. Gets it away too high for the intended target. He was looking for McInnes to his left. And that will bring up third down, and Sean White will come out for a chip shot.
Looked like Nathan Rourke was looking to the field. And this is always easy to do after the fact. And, you know, it's a little different when you're out there and feels like there's guys trying to rip your head off. But Hatcher looked like he had some room on that corner route, that shallow corner. But that pocket collapsed on Rourke.
Sean White came into this game 94.9% on the year. That's a no-doubter. And he's 2 for 2 on field goal attempts tonight. All right, let's send it back down to Matthew Shinetti.
Now, the one thing when you take a look at the Lions sidelines is there's a lot to play for tonight. Matthew Betts, even though he said that these two teams haven't seen each other since mid-July and the Lions have made a ton of changes to their roster, this feels like a new season for Matthew Betts, and there's a lot of the line with a home playoff game because Betts told us this week, Dusty, that 22 and 23 West semifinal at BC Place are some of the best memories he's ever had as a Lion. And Betts is pretty straight-faced, but he said at this time of year, knowing what's going to happen, not only next week, but 2 weeks from now, the West Final here, everything has to be earned. But all of the momentum right now at these guys, it's on the Riders' sidelines. Lions have stuff to do.
Lions do have to get going, no doubt about that. Shout out to Matt Shinetti for that walk and talk in the pregame. Nobody does it better.
Classic. Yeah, this is the West semifinal that Matthew was talking about a couple of years ago, and great game that he had. I mean, you take a look at his production over the last five games. Just off the charts great. And the nominee.
BC's defense has not given up more than 27 in their last 5 games. Already have surrendered 18 to the Riders in this one. There's a Joe from Jake Mayer. First down, takes it just inside the Lion 50.
Yeah, that's a lot of what Joe did when, before he went down to his NFL tryout. He was, that big stride and strong runner. I mean, you have to tackle him. You better wrap him up, maybe get 2 or 3 hats to him because he'll make you miss, but he's so strong in that lower body.
It's a mismatch. It's a mismatch. Physical mismatch for sure. Bertrand Houdon takes the handoff from Mayer. Betts, among others, trying to battle in there on the tackle.
So let's take a look at the outstanding defensive player nominee for the Lions. And it's not just the sacks that have been impressive in the back half of the season. Look at how technically sound he is. He got square to the line of scrimmage so that if that ball is pulled by Jake Mayer, he can redirect and get to the quarterback. But if it's a handoff inside, which it was, he can react to that and get involved.
Second and 6 for the Riders, trying to keep this drive alive. Merrill look to his left, throws in that direction, and they've got another first down. Jake Mayer, nice response after throwing that interception on his first drive of the game. Goes to Tommy Neal this time. That is the 4th catch of the game for Neal. Excellent first half for the Riders so far, and a big game for the BC Lions. They lose this game, and they're crossing over. They win it. It's a home playoff date. Right now, they trail by 5. Mayer quickly finds a target. Duncan Busby takes it down, and might be just short of a Saskatchewan first.
Well, you know, and remember, Jake Mayer, one of his starts was against the BC Lions. He's 1-1 when he started for Trevor Harris this season. And one of them was against the Lions.
Ball pops out here, and the BC Lions are on it.
They got it.
They left Jake Mayer in the game for the short yardage situation, and it looks like he bobbled that ball as he tried to take it to the left. Let's give you another look at it.
Well, let's take a look, make sure he did in fact lose the handle. Yeah, it was right at the exchange from center, and there it is, loose on the floor. And when you're hustling on the backside and you're around the ball, you're just relentlessly after the football like Matthew Betts is, good things happen.
So the BC Lions defense takes advantage of a bobble from Jake Mayer, usually in those situations. Tommy Stevens most of the year, Combs so far tonight. They leave Jake in there that time, fails to execute. Rourke gets it with 40 seconds. They'll hand it off to Butler. He's got nowhere to go. Driven back by Micah Johnson and Aubrey Miller.
Micah Johnson, and again another Michael Couture, the center for the BC Lions. 2 veterans battling to watch the bull rush. Johnson just, I'm just going to use this one right arm to stop this running play. Nathan Rourke's going to have to pull those a couple times. Keep that defensive line honest. They're reacting quickly to the tailbacks.
2nd and 8 for Rourke. Gets it away. That's Katoy with 15 seconds on the clock. First down, BC.
May not be enough time, but that was a smart play by Katoy. Just straight ahead, get the new set of downs, get another shot, and get back to the huddle, or to the line.
Rourke over the middle. Hatcher pushing it ahead. Very close to another first down, and they will give it to him with 7 seconds on the clock.
Probably be the real efficient. They're going to try to work the sideline. They got Hatcher down here at the short side right here.
Rourke dumps it off for Butler. One hands it, finds midfield, but that will do it. Not able to get up within field goal range with time on the clock for Sean White. And the BC Lions, with a possible home playoff game just sitting there waiting for them, trail by 5 against the Riders, and Trevor Harris standing by with Matthew Shinetti.
Well, want to take us through how much you petitioned Corey Mace to stay in the game?
I didn't know I was out until like 30 seconds before we were going into the next drive. I was asking Mark what the next call was going to be, and so disappointed obviously, but I trust Coach Mace.
Did you get what you wanted to out of those first few drives, and what is the next 10, 14 days going to look like for you in the offense?
Yeah, I thought it was a good few drives, 3 scoring drives, and the only one we didn't on was tried to pull the ball back. Just had a double move and didn't quite want to let it go, and I wanted to reset back to the boundary because of the numbers and whatnot. But yeah, it's obviously I think we're where we need to be offensively in terms of execution today was good. But yeah, we'll kind of get ready for the 2 weeks from today. But we're going to focus tonight on trying to get this win.
We'll see you in the West Final, Trevor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Kate, even though the Lions want that home playoff game, they're going to have to pick it up in the second half. Riders up 5.
Matthew, it is absolutely fascinating right now, alongside Enoch Mwamba, DeVaris Daniels, and Milt Stegall. And at the beginning of the day, I told the 3 of you that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers were going to win. And guess what? The Saskatchewan Roughriders are going into the second half with the lead. Everyone would have been like, yep. No, absolutely not. There's no way. And the fact that, honestly, the BC Lions at this point, a red-hot football team, they've won 5 straight, now are just half a football game away from potentially crossing over and going to Montreal is absolutely wild. Milt, the start for the BC Lions was great in this game. We looked at each other and we're like, okay, here it is. This is the way it's going to be. Time of possession, though, I mean, the Riders are just eating the clock at this point, and they've been absolutely great. What did you take away from the first half?
Well, the Riders are saying mission accomplished. They wanted to get their main guys, their starters, Trevor Harris and A.J. Arlett, they wanted to get them some productive play, and that's exactly what happened. Trevor, 10 for 11, 112 yards. A.J., 11 carries, 43 yards, also a nice catch out of the backfield. Also defensively, they were able to get after Rourke for a couple of sacks. So this team, yes, they want to win this game, but I don't think they're too concerned with that. Their concern was making sure those guys who are going to have close to 2 weeks off got some run, got hit, made some plays. So when they go into the West Final, their confidence is up. For these BC Lions, though, they better come out and play in the second half. Like I said earlier, they do not want to cross over, have to travel across country and face the Montreal Alouettes to make it to the East Final. They don't want to do that.
Not at all. And I love the way that the Saskatchewan Roughriders came out tonight, pounding the rock. You got A.J. Alouette running the ball downhill, sending the message loud and clear on how this playoff run is going to go. If I'm BC, the last thing you want is to take a 5-hour flight over to Montreal and have to play in that environment and in front of that crowd with that team, too, against a great quarterback and Davis Alexander as well. So, you know, BC has their work cut out for them in the second half. I'm interested to see how they come out and see if they can get the job done.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned, this is mission accomplished. The main guys did their role. They played their role. And right now, they have to be confident if they have to encounter this team, whether it's BC crossing over and they meet in the Grey Cup or in the Western Final. They have a lot of confidence going into his guys. Corey Mace is going to put on the film and say, this is what we did to them. They were trying to win the game, and this is what we did to them. But I'm actually very impressed by some of the other guys, the supporting cast. I'm looking at Habakkuk Baldonado, who had one of the sacks. He's a guy that they were very high on, didn't really show up too much in the beginning of the season, but he's coming into his own. And then Nelson Lacombo, he's a guy who missed a lot of time and comes back in and gets an interception as well. He's playing very confident right now. These are the guys that you really want to have a little confidence boost outside of the main guys. You talk about the A.J. Ouellette, the Trevor Harrises of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but these guys, if they can also get a confidence boost going into the playoffs, it'll be a tough team to play for sure.
And you know what, we talk about balance too. I mean, the balance of winning this game, you know, ending the regular season on a high note, and for BC, I mean, they need this game.
Yes.
But right now, Milt, do you agree with what Corey Mace has done in terms of, you know, pulling Trevor Harris at this point? And then in the second half, are there any other guys that you'd like to see maybe sit down right now and get a little rest?
I think it's Hardrick. I think he's out of the game. But the thing is, you just can't sit down everyone. You just don't have enough guys on your roster. Of course, you want those backups to get some opportunities, but you just can't sit down everyone. You don't want to sit. You only have, a couple of extra offensive linemen, a DB here or there. So there's some guys who have to play the entire game. But their main guys, Trevor Harris, as long as he's out, as long as he's not injured, A.J. Arlett, Hardrick, maybe those guys, you have an opportunity. So those guys are out of the game. They played well. So, I think Corey Mace is happy with what's going on.
I think everyone's happy with what's going on right now. All right, we got an 18-13 ball game coming up after the break. We got the news on Bobby Dice in Ottawa and the highlights from the earlier games in Week 21. Everything. Let's not beat around the bush here. Alouettes taking on the Bombers earlier today, late in the first half. McLeod Bethel-Thompson getting the start for Montreal, finds Tyson Philpott, but Evan Holt's going to rip the ball out. Cam Allen recovers the fumble, takes it 42 yards. Bombers would capitalize with a touchdown. Winnipeg, they win their 14th straight sellout, by the way, but they lose Chris Strepler due to injury. Stampeders taking on the second quarter action. Stamp
setting up
up 13, Justin Rankin. Makes the screen pass, finds the hole, takes it to the house. Divine Scott, what a heads-up play, knocks the ball loose at the 1-yard line. The Stamps recover. Calgary, they win, and they will host a playoff game for the first time in 6 years. The Red Blacks taking on the Tiger Cats, second quarter action. Ticats up by 9. Bo Levi Mitchell going to hit Tim White right in the end zone helped pad the lead. Mitchell ends the regular season with a career-high 36 touchdown passes. Ticats, they lock up that East #1 seed. Red Blacks end their season losing 6 straight. And we knew this was coming. Big changes in Ottawa. The Red Blacks announced today that they have relieved head coach Bobby Dice of his duties. Ottawa made the playoffs only once during Dice's tenure as head coach, which lasted 4 seasons. Their final year under Dice was one to forget, ending on a 6-game losing streak and finishing with a last-place record.
I do know Bob has been in the business long enough and knows what we sign up for, just like I do. And, all of us aren't happy with where we're at. It's not acceptable.
If you're not ashamed to be 4-14 right now, there's a problem with you. And I'm really, it's hard for me to shake hands with the fans right now and look them in the eye, because they give us their money, they come here, they come watch us play, and we give them poor performances like that. So very frustrating, very disappointing. And yeah, I can't lie on that.
Well, certainly a tough go in Ottawa, but hopefully for Bobby Dice, he can land himself a coordinator job. But he's also getting paid for a year, too. So it's not so bad. Yeah. And by the way, we have a game to finish off at Mosaic. Riders currently up by 5.
It is an absolutely gorgeous night at Mosaic Stadium in Regina, especially if you are a Riders fan so far. They lead 18-13 at home here.
Yeah, the Saskatchewan's defense is containing the BC Lion run game. Just 11 yards rushing in that first half for James Butler, and real discipline in their pass rush. 2 sacks against Nathan Rourke.
Aiden Eberhardt with a touchdown for the BC Lions. Standing by with Matt Shinetti.
And kind of a contrast of in that first half, you get that early score. What did you guys feel about the way the offense was operating though late in the half?
Yeah, I think we just got to clean up the details more than anything. They're doing exactly kind of what we kind of schemed for, but just kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. That's really what our offense has to do. We can't kick ourselves in the foot with any penalties, but we just got to be on the details more than anything.
What have you noticed over this 5-game winning streak about the way that you guys adjust in games that led to that success?
We've got great coaching staff. They've been able to adjust really well and put us in really good positions to come out in the second half and give us the best opportunity to be, great.
Appreciate this. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
They scored on a 63-yard touchdown to open the game, but just field goals since then. Nathan Rourke almost 200 passing yards in the first half, but probably would have liked to finish a few more drives. It'll be the Riders who will get the ball to start. Trevor Harris went 10 of 11, 112 yards before coming out of the game. Jake Mayer, quarterback, stepped in. We'll see if we see Cone tonight as well. Mario Alford on the return, and Alford with a pretty good burst. And it'll be good field position for Jake Mayer and the Riders offense.
Well, last week, Jake Mayer played for 3 quarters. Jack Cone played the 4th. Will we see Jack Cone? How long will Jake Mayer stay out there? I know that these are valuable reps, certainly for him if needed in the Western semifinal, or Western final, I should say.
How you doing, Riders? Nice to be with us today.
All right, Jake Mayer will start on his own 46. Out in the flat to Tommy Neild. Neild tracked down from behind, but a pretty good pickup on first down. Tackle made by Jackson Finley.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned one of his starts against the BC Lions was the win. His numbers weren't great, Jake Mayer's, in that game. I mean, they were pedestrian. 13 of 23, 170 yards, a touchdown throw, and no interceptions. Second series out tonight. He did throw the pick to Jackson Finley.
He'll have Bertrand Houdon standing to his right, 3 options out to his left. Looks that direction first, gets it away. That was close to the first down marker. Found Picton, and it'll be marked about a yard short, and that'll be 3rd and 1.
Picton getting some reps to that wide field. They'll just sit in the zone look, and Robert Carter Jr., who's got a couple of the most spectacular interceptions this year that you'll see, quickly closes.
Jack Cohn back out onto the field on the 3rd and 1. We saw Jake at the end of the first half. Short yardage at 2nd and 1. He fumbled it. BC Lions took over, so they'll get Cohn back in here. He's about a yard right at midfield. And that is close. That is close. He was in trouble early, then got to push ahead. And with this spot right here, let's see where this ball is placed. Needed to get the 54, and that is not going to be there.
Looks so.
Yeah, that is a turnover on downs. They stopped him. That spot is a yard short of what they needed.
So confident and so strong in the first half in this short yardage formation. Who got the penetration early? It looked like
not even close.
It was Hayden Harris, number 48 for the Lions, who is going to knife in there. You see 48, he knifes in there, and then Mike Alway cleans it up, the leading tackler in the league. Big turnover early in the second half.
Excellent way to start the half for the Lions defense. Empty for Rourke. Pressure up the middle. Hit as he throws. Down the field, Berryhill tried to make a move, and he'll be wrapped up just outside the 10. Rourke has bounced back up. He's okay, and a big gainer here for the Lions.
Yeah, pressure down the middle on Nathan Rourke, and he's going to pay the price. He's just waiting for a split second to get his wide receiver, Berryhill, open. He has that. Now it's a question of will the blitz get there before he can get it out of his hand. Berryhill is wide open along the sideline.
I believe that was Caleb Sanders with the hit on Rourke. First catch of the game for Berryhill goes for 43 yards. 1st and 10 for the Lions here from the Rider 12. Rourke gets it away too high and incomplete.
Let's go back to that deep throw from Rourke and show you Caleb Sanders, who is going to show you a textbook swim move on Anna Una at guard. That's how you run the swim move up front. One hand into the body, the other swims across. And he's in the backfield. Big hit on Rourke after he did complete the throw, but he made him pay the price.
Sanders getting a chance to start with Rose sitting this week. 2nd and 10 for Rourke here. Berryhill move over in the slot to his right. Rourke gets it away, finds Hatcher looking for the end zone. Ball pops out, and it's going to be picked up by Campbell. He's going to go the other way. I thought I might have heard a whistle. Campbell's going to get it to midfield, down to the 40, now to the 30. Will they catch him? No! Touchdown the other way. Campbell does it again. But I thought I heard a whistle down near the end zone.
There's an official standing right by the 5-yard line.
Oh boy.
Now this is going to be an interesting call, because I thought I heard something too. And did Hatcher cross the plane and it was a touchdown before the ball came out? Had an interesting one last night. And does that ball cross the plane when he reaches?
Oh.
When he reaches over his head, right? Get the freeze in a couple more frames.
I don't know.
Does that cross the plane?
Does he still have control at that moment?
Different look, different angle.
The previous play is under review by the replay center.
Replay center is going to have to go to work here. DeMarcus Fields making the play with the hit on Hatcher. Campbell picks it up. He's gone the other way. Rourke almost tried to track him down.
Got him, but just a yard too late. But let's see what the call is here.
So much on the line for the BC Lions.
Well, by that reaction, well, we'll see.
Upon the automatic review by the replay center, we have a fumble that was recovered by Saskatchewan at the 3-yard line. However, since the play was whistled, we can't give Saskatchewan the ball beyond the 3-yard line. It's going to be first down Saskatchewan at the 3-yard line.
So when the play was whistled, it's dead ball, ends the play. Be some discussion going back to last night's game about that, I'm sure. So it will be a fumble. And then the whistle that we said we heard is where the play will end.
Yeah, you clearly hear the whistle. So they're giving Saskatchewan the turnover, but they don't get the return because when the whistle blows, how many of both teams stopped? We know Tavon Campbell didn't, and neither did Nathan Rourke. But once you hear the whistle, that ends the play.
I don't know if either fan base is happy about this. A round of boos at Mosaic. Riders will take over here. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I heard a whistle.
Yeah, no, you did.
The play.
You did. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. All right, so 1st and 10 from the Riders 3. High snap. Mayer goes and gets it. Bertrand Houdon. Pretty good carry from the backup running back. And he just keeps going, and that's going to be a first down, I think.
It was a great run. Give Jake Mayer a little bit of room. We saw an interesting call, very similar to that last night in Edmonton with Justin Rankin. And basically an inadvertent whistle, because a whistle that happened probably too quickly, but once it happens, everybody stops.
1st and 10. Tommy Neal finds a little bit of room, pushes it ahead. And Jake Mayer is moving the Riders out of the shadow of their own uprights.
Well, as a play caller for Mark Mueller, it's nice when you can run a play between the center and the guard and get the first 11 yards on your drive, and then a quick swing pass to get the next 11 yards on your drive. Those are really high percentage plays.
2nd and a couple here for Saskatchewan. Mayer wants to throw, gets it away. And that was timed very well. Carter Jr. again there against Bain. And that will bring up 3rd down, and they'll be forced to kick it away.
Closes quickly. This is a quick slant, and watch how quickly 26 just closes in on this. 1, 2, 3, sees the break, and bam. That's outstanding defense.
First punt of the game for the Riders, just the 2nd punt of the game at all. Mirko averaging just under 47 on the year. Over 5 minutes gone here in the final half of regular season action in the Canadian Football League. Low driving kick, spirals around. Bounces, picked up by McGee on the 2nd hop. Going to try to reverse it now. 7 McGee finds midfield, looks to the 45, near sideline. Excellent return. And awesome field position for Nathan Rourke and the BC Lions offense. Stuck a little bit in neutral right now. They'll try to change that when we return to Mosaic. Nathan Rourke and his Lions trailing the Riders by 5. Here's a look at his opening half.
Well, this is the opening play of the game. Touchdown throw to Eberhardt. And then the Sask defense, even though the numbers look good for Nathan Rourke and that he's on pace for a 400-yard passing game, And this defense has made it a one-dimensional offense, so not much running game going on.
This drive starts on the 35 for Riders. They will hand it off to Butler this time. And he gets about 5 yards on first down.
So a couple ways I think Buck Pierce can get Nathan Rourke maybe some more time, a little extra time, is to move the launch point. And with the disciplined pass rush, which is usually 4 or 5 men from Saskatchewan, if you move the launch point, you isolate it to just 2 or 3 of them. It doesn't have to be full rollout. It could be off the tackle either side. Move that launch point, give him more time.
Empty for Rourke. Gets it away. It is Butler. And with pressure on his back, he's able to haul it in.
Seeing a little bit of Aubrey Miller at middle linebacker for Jameer Thurman. He's the guy who makes the tackle. He thought that ball was out.
And the Lions move very quick. Rourke on the roll to his right. Finds a man. Spin move by Eberhardt. Looking down to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown Lions. Second of the game for Aiden Eberhardt. And BC goes on top.
And the crowd's still upset about the whistle. But this is moving the launch point. That Buck Pierce now, little play action roll, get Nathan Rourke out and more time. Now he puts a bind on the defense. Is he going to run or is he going to throw it in behind us? You're wrong either way when Rourke gets outside of containment.
Lions will go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game. Nearing the midway point of the third quarter. Can Rourke find a couple more? Butler will slide out to the bottom of your screen. Hatchwood comes across the face of the quarterback. They hand it off. Nowhere to go. Horvath driven back on the play. Aiden Eberhardt coming into the game had 2 touchdowns this season. This one here is second of the night.
Boy, when Nathan Rourke gets outside of contain, you just put a bind on the defense where they have to make a quick decision. I'll show you the options that Rourke has once he's outside and has contained. Now he's got 3 options here. Pass here, or he can run if the defender comes up. And guess what happens? The defender has to make a decision. Do I stay on my receiver or do I come up on Rourke? He decides to come up on Rourke. He throws it behind him. If he stayed back on that receiver, Rourke runs.
Here's Alford. Speaking of running, takes it out beyond the 40, but there is a flag about midway through that return. Chris Renee chatting with A.J. Allen on the Riders sideline.
Good for A.J. Allen. You know, I mean, I'm not sure.
Return holding Saskatchewan number 96. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down. TV timeout.
We've got a 1-point game at Mosaic. Lions 19, Riders 18. Don't go anywhere. It's been a great season for the Riders. They got 12 wins on the year, and here's some guys who really stood out.
Yeah, I thought A.J. Allen had an outstanding season and wasn't getting enough credit for it. So nice to see him on that board. Number 32 on defense, starting linebacker for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the top-ranked defense in the league. And, you know, Trevor Harris, I think he's in the conversation. I know the whole entire country's really made this a kind of a 2-player race between Nathan Rourke and Bo Levi Mitchell in the East. I think Trevor Harris should be in that conversation as well.
Strong case could be built. Here's Mayer, open man. Tommy Neal pushed out of bounds.
That's why quarterbacks like him. You throw that, you know, high percentage out to the wide field. He's got lots of room, but watch what he does to the tackler. Turn the corner, get off me. Another couple yards.
I was going to say a couple extra yards there, right?
Then take the net out and smash into the whatever else.
Get out of my way. Big guy, 6'3", over 200 pounds, 26 years old.
But can run.
2nd and a yard. The goal on the ground for Bertrand Hudon, and he's got a first down for the Riders. Great effort from Saskatchewan tonight. We talked about it a lot pre-game coming in. They know what's up. They're going to be hosting. They're one home win away from going to the Grey Cup. But they are giving the BC Lions all they can handle tonight.
They are, and they don't have Keyshawn Johnson. They don't have Dante Myers or Sam Emelis. They're playing right now in the second half. Jake Mayer. Thomas Bertrand Hudon is playing tailback, not A.J. Ouellette. That can send a message to the opponent.
Bertrand Hudon, upended by Finley. But a good burst right off the ball.
Yeah, that message being, these are good football players, and I heard Noel Stiegel talk about it. Like it's not like I think his terminology was they didn't just get these backups from the pumpkin patch. These guys have been with the team, so they're very good football players. They're getting a chance to get some reps now, like Bertrand Hudon.
Coming into this game, Bertrand Hudon was actually averaging 5.4 yards per rush attempt this season. Pretty good number. Now Mayer, one-on-one, deep shot down the field, and that is broken up. T.J. Lee gets a hand on that one. They're trying to find Duncan Busby.
One-on-one matchup with T.J. Lee, the veteran, and watch the composure at the end. Duncan Busby's got a bit of a step, but he just waits. And as soon as he sees the hand, watch the right hand come from the bottom, straight up through the hands of the receiver. That's textbook. Textbook knockdown.
It's almost like he's been doing it for a decade, eh? Mirko in to kick it away. Time ticking down to 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. McGee waits back on his own 15. Has to slide over and back to his right. Bouncing around and eventually will be tackled at the 18-yard line. We will have more on Nathan Rourke with Matthew Shinetti when we return to Regina. Nathan Rourke just 99 yards behind Bo Levi Mitchell to lead the league in passing. For more, let's send it back down to Matt Shinetti.
Yeah, I already knew that number, Dustin, because as much as the BC Lions staff are watching the scoreboard to get that home playoff game next weekend, they're also watching the passing yards because they want Nathan Rourke to get that passing total. But it's interesting because, Dusty, you and I spoke to him just a few short days ago. We asked him about the 70-yard touchdown run last week. We asked him about 5,000 yards. And what did he tell us? That stuff really isn't important to him. He was wearing his play call wristband because that's what Nathan Rourke always does. He's thinking about improvements. And when he looks around to the other side, the 27-year-old quarterback can look to the 39-year-old quarterback in Trevor Harris and also see that same kind of intent for the details as well. As we were talking to Trevor Harris over the week, he was cutting up film for his receivers and his quarterbacks. Listen, guys, the playoffs start next week. The margin for error is gone, but these two starting quarterbacks know come playoff time, it's all about executing. No more room for improvement.
And no room for error. Yep. Come playoff time either. Harris, pretty darn good in his time tonight. Rourke, pressure, trying to get away, throws it ahead. Horvath was there, and they will say incomplete pass.
Look at the push from the top of your screen. You got a double team being eaten up, and then again, disciplined pass rush up the middle. That time was Caleb Sanders again. He's showing well tonight, getting his reps for Mike Rose, as you mentioned.
Yeah, he's been good this season when getting opportunities as well. Came in with a couple of sacks. 2nd and 10, Rourke wanting to throw, gets it away. Hatcher trying to escape, will not. Held on to. There is no way Aubrey Miller was letting that jersey go, and BC is going to have to punt.
Just based on the last two games and all the playing time that Audrey Miller has been able to get, I think Corey Mace goes into the off-season this year thinking, hey, we got a starter at 47. This guy can play.
You got a starter, you have a really deep group. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always that. Guys who can step up when given the opportunity. He's been one of them. Carl Meyer angles one. Will bounce it to 40. Alford takes it on the second hop and is forced out of bounds immediately. All right, Jake Mayer. I wonder if we'll see him through the third quarter, and then maybe Cone gets a fourth again. Mayer 7 of 11 for 63 yards. Had that interception right when he got into the game, but has moved the ball for Saskatchewan. Trailed by 1. Quick completion. This one into the hands of Sean Bain. That's his first catch of the ball game.
All those years that Calgary fans wanted Jake Mayer to lead them to the playoffs and the promised land. Big year in a home playoff game. And now the Calgary fans are hoping Jake Mayer can lead them with a win here tonight to a home playoff game.
Jake Mayer do a favor for his former club if they could get the job done here. Go on the ground this time, Bertrand Hudon. And he's going to be spotted short of the first down. About by a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 1. And Cone quickly off the sideline and into the game, and they'll try to push it ahead again.
Went off the right side when he was stopped by the Lion defense. It was Hayden Harris who hit that timing real nice. He could stagger his snap count too. That helps to slow the defensive line from just, anticipating the snap count and getting low leverage here.
Can BC's defense find a way to get the ball back again? Cone pushing it ahead, straight up, spin move will be enough. That'll be a first down for Saskatchewan inside 2 minutes here in the third quarter.
Interesting little bit of motion in the backfield behind Cone on that. And
just to make you think?
Yeah, to make the D-line and maybe a linebacker take their attention for a split second and then snap the ball. And that keeps you a split second behind the jump there. It also may cause a defensive lineman to jump off sides, and then you get the freebie.
All right, so Mayer back in there. 3 options out to his right. He'll ride it and tuck it into the belly of Bertrand Hudon. And that one maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a short loss.
This is the down and distance that Matthew Betts, I think he goes into a different beast mode type of thing.
2nd and long, go get it.
2nd and long. Give me the call from the sideline, coach. As soon as I know what my assignment is, I'm locking in and getting after it.
14 sacks on the season, 9 over a red-hot 3-game stretch. They're taken off. Betts trying to track him down. And they'll get there, but I think Jake got enough. If not, he'll be just short.
A good pass rush, and Betts is going to get a little extra attention. They got the tailback with Bertrand Hudon out there just to go by him, to make him hesitate a split second, and that second probably got Jake Mayer there.
And it did get a first down. Mayer found just enough to move the chains. Final play of the third quarter. A bit of a nail-biter to wrap up the regular season. This time, Bertrand Hudon wrapped up immediately. Always came flying in there as well. Friendly fire on Josh Woods, who already had him taken care of. 3 quarters in the books. BC Lions trying to wrap up home playoff dates. They're being tested by the Riders. It's 19-18 for the Lions. In the books, BC Lions leading 19-18 as we enter the final quarter of the 2025 regular season.
Yeah, and this is a good time to just, we got a great game here. Half the games have been decided in the final 3 minutes. And a quick thank you to all of our TSN crew, all the people behind the scenes that bring this great game into your living room. There's directors. I'm not even going to try to name them all. Directors, producers,
the whole crew,
the engineers, the camera people. It's been a great season, a fun season, and you take a look at the parity in the league right now. The playoffs, man, and this is going to be off the hook good.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Both the East and the West, outstanding playoff matchups on the way. I don't even know if I could list every position.
Well,
exactly. That's the toughest thing. So many people on the crew. Big thank you to everybody for helping make these broadcasts as fun as they are for Glenn and I to be up here in the booth calling the action. None of it possible without everybody behind the scenes. And let's see, it would be fitting if we had a finish in the final 3 minutes to wrap the regular campaign. Mayer gets it away. Picton's got it, broke a tackle, takes it down inside the 40 before he's wrapped up by Ronald Kent Jr.
Here's what I think Rider fans got to love about this game tonight. They're playing all the starters against the BC Lions, and there's a lot of fight in this dog with the Riders and their backup guys in a lot of cases. Picton has seen a lot of playing time this year, but this team has put together some long drives on offense, twice as many offensive plays as the Lions with their high-powered, over 300-yard-a-game passing game.
Went toe-to-toe with Winnipeg last week with a bunch of guys sitting as well. Tackle broken, first down, picked up. Duncan Busby gets it done. Ronald Kent Jr. on another tackle.
This is what I mean about the second effort. Who knows where Duncan Busby fits when you look at the lineup of the West Final. Depending on what receivers are back and available.
Mayer throwing it quickly again. And broken up, TJ Lee working against Joe.
It's the one thing that the Lions can rely on when they're looking
at an incomplete pass.
When they are looking a little soft defensively, number 6 steps up and says, "Guys, that's enough of that." He's a lead by example guy. They got their leader back, and they haven't lost since he returned.
5 tackles and a knockdown for TJ Lee tonight for Benny's defense. 10th play of this drive for Jake Mayer and the Riders offense. Within field goal range. But they'll look to pick up a first down. Unable to get this ball snapped.
Is that a timeout call?
The ruling on the field is timeout, Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Looked like Corey Mace got word of something that wasn't working together. TJ Lee, when he came back, his teammates, starting with Gary Peters, one of his best friends, said, "Our leader is back." And when you look at those numbers and the names on this list, the BC Lion leader is back in the locker room. And it is not a coincidence that they've been on a winning streak. Sometimes that one little catalyst is the difference maker, and TJ Lee has been that guy.
Yeah, this is not a guy who's played 10 years somewhere else, and they're trying to bring him in. This is a guy who played a decade with the BC Lions. Pressure, Mayer in trouble, and it is Betts. Came out of nowhere, didn't he? 15th sack of the year for Matthew Betts.
Yeah, it's second and long. When it's second and long and he gets into that sprinter stance, he's fighting through the chip from the back, out of the backfield. He's going one-on-one with Peyton Collins, who is trying to find him. and arrives in Jake Mayer's kitchen real quick.
All right, so a chance for the lead for Michael Hughes. He's 1 for 1 in his CFL debut. This is a big chance for him to prove himself here. A 42-yarder. Ball's been popping off his leg pretty good so far tonight. And he makes no mistake there. Lots of leg to go on that one. And the Riders on a field goal go ahead in the fourth quarter. 21-19, 15th sack of the year for Betts. Well, just a few moments ago, Matthew Betts, sack 15 on the year. Here's a look at the Lions award winners.
Yeah, two-time award nominee, Nathan Rourke, in both the Outstanding Player and Canadian department, and then Matthew Betts on defense. No-brainer there. Jarrell Broxton missed a couple of games during the year, but he has been solid all season long. I mean, Sean White's money, so there's that. And Robert Carter, not only those spectacular interceptions, and he has 5 of them, he leads the DBs in tackles.
Rourke lays one out near side and trying to find McInnes. He could not. McInnes just 1 catch so far in this ball game.
Yeah, I think he was pretty well covered, and that was going to be registered as a knockdown for DeMarcus Fields. Basically right there, stuck the hand out, and you know he got a ball call from his teammates on the sideline. That was right in front of the bench.
Crowd and Mosaic trying to get behind these Riders. Rourke. Everhart's taken down short of the first down. Sheldrick Redwine makes the tackle, and it's going to be almost 2 yards.
You're going to line up and see if they can draw him offside, I would guess, and if not, punt the football.
No, they're going to snap it with Nathan Rourke. Rourke trying to spin ahead, breaks a tackle, and he's got it.
Okay.
Wasted no time, and Rourke just goes and gets it done.
Home field on the line, and Buck Pierce says, no, we're not. We're not going to try and get them offside. We've got a quarterback that leads the league in that position, rushing over 500 yards. I think he can get a couple.
Butler stands directly in behind Rourke. Rourke quickly to the line with a few instructions. And they will hand it off, but it goes nowhere. Butler has been contained tonight.
Yeah.
Prior to that, he had just 11 yards, and that's just back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is the hallmark of a Corey Mace defense, is that they stop the run. You know, they did it last year. They're doing it this year. First in the league. Under 80 yards a game allowed rushing, and the #1 ranked defense. One of the main reasons that they're the #1 team record-wise in the league.
Just 78.2 yards allowed on the ground per game by Saskatchewan. Empty backfield for Rourke. Goes to Cotoy, and he's going to be stopped at the 49.
That's a 52-yarder, 51-yarder.
No, it'd be about a 55, 56-yarder.
Oh, yeah, you're on the wrong side, yeah.
So it will not be a field goal attempt at all. They will punt it away, play the field possession game. Bain goes back to return, not Alford. Carl Meyer on a 3rd and 3, called into work. Just the 3rd punt of the game for Mayer. Hangs it up there. Bain takes it at the 10. And he'll be wrapped up and taken down immediately. Poisson with the special teams tackle. And we've got an excellent finish coming up at Mosaic Stadium. Welcome back to Mosaic. BC trailing by 2 points. Here's another look at these playoff scenarios.
Well, the BC Lions win. They host the semifinal versus Calgary. If they tie, tie tonight, then BC finishes third. And if they lose this game tonight, Saskatchewan, if this score holds, then they will cross over to the east.
And Winnipeg will go to Calgary. We got just under 9 minutes to figure out exactly what this playoff picture is going to look like. Here's Mayer, gets it away. Ajo's got it, and he's got a first down for Saskatchewan. A drive starter from Ajo.
Well, there's a lot of traffic in there and pretty good coverage on the run from Ajo here on this crossing route. And that's TJ Lee breaking hard on it, but Jake Mayer confidently puts it right where he has to. A lot of white or off-white grayish jerseys in that area.
Second catch of the game for Ajo. Now they'll toss it to him. Turns it upfield. Looked like he ran out of room on the far side where he wanted to stretch it out.
Leading tackler just registered another one. 110 tackles coming into this game. I know there's a bunch more tonight, including that one. And he doesn't just tackle you.
Yeah, he hits you.
Yeah, he's a thumper.
He's got 3 tackles so far tonight. Adding on to that total. 2nd and 8 for Mayer. Bertrand Hudon stands into his left. Lions, they only send 3. Mayer gets it away, and that is broken up. Big play made there by Bridges, who's starting tonight in place of Gary Peters, who was a game-time decision.
That's a good break over the top, and the guy that, when Gary Peters couldn't go, he was game time all the way up to warm-up tonight. It was Bridges. Played pretty well against the Lions, and then ended up one. Often that happens, by the way.
You get 2 interceptions against the team, they sign you later in the year.
Well, you have a good game against a team, or you continually play well against a certain team, and then in free agency they go, you know what? We're tired of this. Come
take notice of that.
Yeah,
right?
come and play with us.
McGee hustles over, takes this at the 25. Good burst. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 37. Nathan Rourke in an offense that's been fired for the second half of the year, trying to find a way to a home date.
Of us to let go, and there just ain't enough road. There just ain't enough road.
Well, will there be enough road for the BC Lions tonight, or will that road take them all the way out east? I'm impressed with the Riders here tonight. They know that they're going to be hosting that West Final, but the guys that they dress tonight playing outstanding. Rourke under pressure again. He's got to take off. Now he wants to throw, and he has a quick completion to McInnes.
One of the weapons that they haven't really taken advantage of tonight has been either James Butler or the combination of Butler and Xander Horvath, largely because of the Saskatchewan run defense. So it's scramble mode, but looked kind of dangerous when they got Rourke on the run.
3 to the left, 3 to the right for Rourke. Finds Catoy, and Catoy has a first down for the Lions as well. Miller there on the tackle for the Riders defensive unit.
Zone drops. Rourke with the lightning recognition, and bang. No chance.
Another 300-yard game for Rourke. Now drops it over the top. And Catoy hauls that one in as well. 12th 300-yard game of the year for Nathan Rourke, and then immediately goes back to Catoy.
Yep, 3 receiver trips to the wide side of the field. Catoy just has to get past that first level of linebackers, and that's where Nathan Rourke drops it to him.
Catoy didn't have a catch last week. He's got 4 for 52. Now Rourke finds McInnes. Oh, boy. Redwine came in there heavily, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You can hear that all the way up here. Good that both players jump up and back to the huddle. Watch this. Oh, ouch. Starting to sound like playoff football around the corner.
Got 7 yards, paid the price. 2nd and 3. Field goal would put them on top. Rourke's got other ideas. Gets it away, hauled in by Berryhill, and he's got a first down inside the 10.
Boy, that's a great catch. Yeah, I know it's just a little slant route. It's Berryhill just finding a little soft spot, but it's thrown on the opposite side. He's kind of making, there's a bang route, and then he has to reach out for it. He knows it's second down. If they don't, they're trying to field goal.
Here's Rourke, in trouble, makes a move, tosses it ahead. Did they get it? Hatcher came back to it. They'll say incomplete. Rourke out of desperation, just tossing it towards Hatcher.
Well, any potential touchdown is automatically reviewed by the replay center. So Keon Hatcher got up saying he caught this. He's saying he caught it.
Since this is a potential scoring play, the replay center will automatically review this last play. Automatic review.
Well, they're going to take an automatic look at it, as Suit said. I could see why they might have not called it a touchdown field. So it was close, but it looks like he got his hands under it.
Well, his hands and his arm.
Yeah.
But
I think this is probably going to be a touchdown, but could be wrong.
The tip of the ball doesn't hit, so it hasn't touched there. It looks like he secured it, and there it does as he's rolling over. But if he has secured the ball with his hands underneath it, well, we'll see what they rule.
Great creativity from Nathan Rourke as he scrambles out of the pocket, finds his favorite target. Is it a touchdown? Let's find out.
Upon automatic review by the replay center, the receiver did catch the football. Therefore, the ruling on the field's overturned. Touchdown, BC.
Hatcher's got it from Rourke. His 9th touchdown of the year for the league's leading receiver. Lions go on top by 4.
And Buck Pierce is trying to do the math on whether he should go for 2 here. But yeah, that's a little playground ball right there. Scrambling around, keeping the play alive, and then finding his favorite target with that underhand toss for the touchdown and to take the lead.
Well, and a great job by Hatcher coming back to that football.
And securing it.
Yeah, outstanding catch. Sums up his season nicely. They are going to go for 2. Up by 4, they will go up by 6. If they can get it. Riders defense has found a way most of the night. Rourke, far side, drops it in there. Hatcher again, got it.
Wow.
Held on to it under pressure. And one of the most dangerous men in the league comes up big.
That's pretty well covered on the outside. Quick out from Hatcher. And the concentration by Hatcher over that left shoulder. Reaches back, and let's go back to the 2-point from different angle. Right at you in your living room. Gets the foot down. Great concentration.
Here's another look at remarkable Rourke. Shovel pass. Pushes it ahead.
Well, the only reason that when you saw the official waving it off, the only reason that I thought was how the conviction from Keon Hatcher when he got up. I mean, he got up and he ran towards the sideline, BC sideline, trying to get his coach to challenge it. He's like, come on, I made this catch. What a season for 4.
Lions lead by 6. Bain on the return. It's a pretty good one. And Decent field position for Jake Mayer and the Riders as they try to ruin this BC Lions dream of having a home playoff day. Hatcher's caught all 7 balls thrown in his direction. 75 yards and a touchdown. Rourke is at 368 yards, 23 of 28, and 3 passing touchdowns.
Lots of time here in this drive for Jake Mayer. He doesn't have to abandon the run. That balance in the offense has been excellent for Saskatchewan in this game.
Rourke is now just 6 yards back. Bo Levi Mitchell in that passing title race. They'll hand it off on first down. Clock ticks towards 3 minutes.
Even a 3-yard gain in the run and first down allows Jake Mayer to go to like a bubble screen and still pick up the first.
Saskatchewan 6-2 at home this year. 6-3 on the road. They've been good everywhere. BC sends 3. Mayer gets it away, and he's got a first down. A little bit of zip on that one. Goes back into the reliable waiting hands of Tommy Neal. Inside 3 minutes at Mosaic. Good finish coming up here in Regina.
Mark Mueller on the right, offensive coordinator for Saskatchewan. Mike Benavides on the left, defensive coordinator for BC. The chess match in the final 3 minutes is on. Jake Mayer can basically run the offense. They're going to have to get in and out of the huddle with a little bit of sense of urgency, but they can basically run the offense with the amount of time that's left. What does Mike Benavides have here?
Down by 6, nearing midfield. Mayer looks to his left, throws in that direction. Good timing on that one, and Picton gets a foot in, and it is a first down. There is a flag way behind Jake Mayer.
Oh boy.
Holding, Saskatchewan 68.
Wow.
It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay first down.
That one hurts. Takes a big one off the board.
See the matchup. Yeah, that's an inside pass rush move by Dwayne Hendricks. And holding on Noah's Earth.
So 1st and 20 now for Mayer. Lions send 4. Dumps it off Bertrand Hudon. Can he make a couple of guys miss? He does. Pushes it out almost to midfield. Got the penalty yards back and then some. And a second and reasonable coming up for the Riders.
Passing down, but again, the extra couple of yards just opens up another page in the playbook for Mark Mueller.
Mayer looks to find 8 more. Down the field, over the middle. Jo's got it, and it's a first down for the Riders. He's a little banged up.
Ronald Kent he thought he had a crack at this. Man-to-man on the inside cut, and just can't get the right hand in to poke it out. Good concentration by JoJo.
What a job, what focus to hang on to that. And he's clearly laboring. They've come out to take a look at him.
Well, Kent was in coverage, but there was another defender for the Lions that came across and added another hit trying to knock the ball out. May have been linebacker Ben Holatic. There's the crossing route there. And yeah, that's Holatic he's getting him in his crosshairs. Leads with the shoulder.
Did his left leg get kind of tied up a little bit in there? Look.
Yeah.
He's up.
Clean hit. Looked like he'll be okay.
Yeah, he's running off the field. He's a big, powerful man. this drive alive. And the Riders are making things extremely interesting at Mosaic to wrap up the regular season. Playoff positioning with less than 2 minutes to go in the season, yet to be determined. Mayer over the field, down the middle. And I don't know if Duncan Busby held up for a little bit, but he wasn't at that ball.
Yeah, I don't know if he held up or if maybe Jake Mayer was kind of thrown off his back foot here. It looked like it was a little bit of both. Came out of that break and he just missed him a little bit long, but you're going for it. You're Corey Mace on third down anyway. You can get half of it here.
Bertrand Udong clears out. Mayer gets it away, and they did get about half of it. Schaefer Baker right up in the face of Awe. Don't want to take a penalty. And we'll get a third down mid-range here for Mayer and the Riders.
And it comes down to this play.
BC Lions defense trying to get off the field and maybe back home for a playoff date.
Here comes Alway.
There. They're going to bring a bunch. Jake gets it away. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And the Lions defense holds strong.
Jackson Finley is going to add in from the free safety. So Mike Alway comes up. There's Finley. He's coming on the blitz. That's Alway. They're sending the house.
Corey Mace is challenged.
Well, I think he challenged when TJ Lee put his hands up in the air. Usually when a DB does that, there's some you want to take a look at.
Saskatchewan is challenging the last play. They believe there should have been defensive pass interference against their receiver, number 89. The play will be reviewed.
Corey Mace not going down with a challenge in his pocket.
TJ Lee was in coverage on Schaefer Baker. There's Schaefer Baker there. TJ Lee, he's going to run that in route. And you be the judge. Is this enough for pass interference?
Slight bump. I'd be pretty surprised.
Well, I mean, if I'll let him make the announcement and then I'll comment. But Corey Mace had to challenge it. It's third down.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Saskatchewan loses their challenge and their last team timeout. It's going to be first down.
I think you could tell from Mace's reaction he wasn't expecting anything different.
Exactly. And, I mean, if that's pass interference, let's take the pads off, put flags on, and we'll just...
Which is also a fun game, but an entirely different sport.
Tons of fun, but completely different.
First and 10 for BC. They'll give it to Butler. Tied up, spun around for maybe another yard after Sanders, who's been really involved tonight. Great rotation guy for them going into the playoffs. And it'll be 2nd and 9.
Might get a chance for the ball back with 30 seconds left. They can get the stop here, Saskatchewan. There's no... Corey Mace does not have a timeout. He lost it when he challenged that third down play.
2 running backs in the game. Now they'll give it to Butler again. Butler contained most of the night. He's got that one, and it's a first down for the BC Lions. And that will do it for the visitors. Mission accomplished on the road tonight.
Big block from Justin McInnes. It's going to be off the left side offensively. Stop it right. McInnes comes up right there with a nice block to seal any type of scrape from the linebacking core. And he gives his teammate, James Butler, the edge.
Butler again up the middle. Fitting fashion, that last carry by Butler was his longest of the ball game.
You know, the Riders looks like they're going to lose this game, but I think they've shown everybody in the playoffs they don't have their starting group out there. Haven't since halftime. And I'm not even talking about close. I mean, no AJ, no Trevor Harris. Most of the receiving core, 3 out of the 5.
Missing some big pieces on defense as well.
Tons.
If you're a Rider fan watching this game, I think you have to be pretty happy with the performance that your team put in. And really, in the end, was a meaningless game for this team. And they gave the BC Lions, who had to have it for a home playoff date, gave them everything they could handle.
With all their starters out there. So, yeah, I agree. And I think the Rider fans are going to be real angry with the replay center tonight. For multiple reasons.
Replay center's used to it.
Yeah, they can take it.
That is your final. The BC Lions will host the West Semi. Calgary heads to Vancouver. Winnipeg goes east to take on the Montreal Alouettes. It took the final 3 minutes of the regular season to get it all locked into place, but the playoff picture's complete.
And the parity with the playoff teams is like I've not seen it in probably my time up here in the booth.
CFL playoffs are going to be a lot of fun, aren't they? Riders will have that West final. They are 1 home win away from going to the Grey Cup. The BC Lions suits head into the playoffs 6 wins in a row.
6 wins in a row with home field in the semi. Calgary will be in BC.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Every play matters moving forward. Postseason just around the corner. Bombers and Alouettes, Stampeders and Lions from Vancouver, all going down a week from today. BC 27, Riders 21. For Matt Shinetti, Glenn Suter, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Thank you very much for joining us. Sports Center is next.